Morning, children. Hope you all must be fine. Today we are going to discuss a very genuine, a very justified concept of tribunals. Fine, children. So, in class 12th legal studies, what we have discussed so far, the structure and hierarchy of courts in our country, India. Supreme Court, when was it established? How many number of judges we had initially? Who got the right to increase the number of judges? We have discussed that. Who was the first Chief Justice of Supreme Court of India? Who is the present Chief Justice of Supreme Court of India? Then about different high courts we have discussed. And then the district courts and the lower courts we have discussed. And last but not the least, about the Munsif court also we have discussed. Hope, children, you must be able to recall that, along with the classification of the bench, like constitution bench, then your division bench, and the lawyers that constitute the members of bar. Means the bench, bar, division bench, and the constitutional bench. Today we shall be discussing about tribunals. You must be wondering that what does this term tribunal, or what do you mean by the term tribunal in fact? So, children, apart from the judicial bodies, okay, and before going to that, under this tribunal, the different kinds, the types of tribunals, like CAT, what we say also CAT, that is the Central Administrative Tribunal, then the SAT, that is State Administrative Tribunals, then TDSAT, Telecom Dispute Settlement Appellate Tribunal, then we do have the TRAI, we say it, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, and NGT, National Green Tribunal. About all these tribunals in detail we will be discussing. First, come to the concept of the tribunals. See, several judicial bodies we have had, what we discussed in our last day class. Indian judiciary, apart from these judicial bodies, Indian judiciary is also characterized by some semi-judicial bodies involved in dispute resolution. Basic purpose is finding the solution of the problem, in resolving the dispute, the differences. Apart from these judicial bodies, and these bodies function as semi or quasi judicial bodies. It is not full-fledged judicial bodies. That's why we say it a semi-judicial bodies or a quasi-judicial bodies, because they may have comprise, or they may comprise of administrative officers, of judges without a legal background. It's not necessary that in this tribunal all the members will be from the legal background. Okay, they may comprise, means this tribunal may comprise of administrative officers, of judges without a legal background. Fine, children? Yet they function, but you can't put a question mark on their functioning, yet they function in their judicial capacity. Okay, they hear the cases in their judicial capacity and hear relevant legal matters and settle claims between the parties. Fine, children? So, these tribunals, their ultimate purpose is that without going to the full-fledged judicial bodies, they may provide some kind of solution. They may assist in resolving the disputes. Fine? And these tribunals, now you do have a genuine right here to know that how come these tribunals into existence, how had it come into existence? So, tribunals have been constituted under the specific constitutional mandate. It's the constitutional mandate. Constitution of India has provided the way, and it is enshrined in the constitution of our country through first, as per the enshrined, because it is enshrined in the constitution of India, or second way, that through legal enactment, means any law or a law passed by the legislature. Children, we know, we have discussed it in detail, the organs of the government. The legislature is responsible solely for enacting the law, for legal enactment, for law making process. Law making is the very pious responsibility of our legislature. Okay, so through legal enactment, the law passed by the legislature, tribunals also come into existence. And their creation, what had been the ultimate aim of creating these tribunals? Their creation aims at increasing efficiency in resolving disputes. So our dispute resolving mechanism must be highly efficient, children. And simultaneously, the excessive burdens what we do have on our judiciary. Fine. So easing the burden of our judiciary is also one of the motive of creating tribunals. Children, in several movies, Hollywood and the Bollywood movies, you must have seen, and what has been the normal sayings in every household of India. Even a dispute occurs between the two brothers, between the family members, they say that I will see you in court. Do you know what does this mean? This means that this is the kind of faith, this is the ultimate faith posed in our judicial institution, in this organ of the government that is called judiciary. Fine, children, this is the kind of expectation, this is the ultimate faith posed or expressed by common Indians. So as a result, our judiciary from the bottom till top all are highly burdened. That's why easing their burden is one of the aim, is one of the purpose of creating tribunals. Fine, children. Now, illustrations of some of these tribunals include, to begin with, Central Administrative Tribunal. This Central Administrative Tribunal, what is known as CAT, for resolving, it is there to find the solution of the grievances and disputes of central government employees. Yes, children, whosoever are the central government employees in Republic of India, their concerns, their dispute, their grievances first would be settled by these Central Administrative Tribunals. Okay, and thereafter they are free to go to some other organ if they are not satisfied. Fine, children. So this is the purpose of Central Administrative Tribunal. And simultaneously we do have SAT, that is State Administrative Tribunal, for state government employees. Just like CAT is for central government employees, this SAT is for state government employees. Yes, all the officers of the state cadre. Fine. Means, for example, or for your better understanding, all the officers who get their job, who come into service after qualifying the BPSC, for example, our state Bihar, all the officers recruited through Bihar Public Service Commission, they all would be known as the state government employees, and all these IAS, IPS secretaries there, they all are of central government employees. So for them, for redressing their grievance is the Central Administrative Tribunal, and for finding the solution of any grievance of the state government employees, we do have the State Administrative Tribunal. Fine, children. Okay. Now come to telecom. We say TDSAT, Telecom Dispute Settlement Appellate Tribunal. It is there for resolving disputes in the telecom sector in India. We know the importance of telecom sector, children. Nowadays we all are depending, and in these tough time It is because of the technology and because of the telecom sector or the revolution in the field of telecommunication, we are able to communicate in this tough time also, children. So for all these telecom related disputes, we do have the dispute settlement appellate tribunal, what we say TDSAT. Fine. And we do have NGT, children. This is very famous, National Green Tribunal. It is there for any disputes involving environmental issues. For any kind of environmental issues, the matter first goes to the NGT. Remember, children, 3-4 years ago, one conclave, one conference, you can say, had been organized by Sri Ravi Shankar, by his organization, the Art of Living, in the Trans Yamuna, on the bank of river Yamuna. Okay, so and I think the proper permission had not been taken. So NGT had fined rupees 5 crore on the institution, organization Art of Living and its founder, on Mr. Sri Ravi Shankar. Okay, so because and there certainly they told that you disturbed our environmental concern, environment has been disturbed, that's why this fine had been imposed on them. Fine. And then we do have TRAI, that is Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. Fine. This is there, TRAI is there in formulating laws and policies for resolving telecom disputes in India. Any kind of telecom disputes will be there. Immediate grievance will be concerned or addressed by TDSAT, Telecom Dispute Settlement Appellate Tribunal, and as far as the formulation of laws and policies for resolving disputes are concerned, it will be done by TRAI. Okay, children, and some of these tribunals also function with the regulators, and under these regulators, in fact, or regulators are specialized government agencies that oversee the law and order compliance in the relevant government sectors, and there under their example we do have TRAI. Fine. I hope it must be clear to you. Fine. So it is as per one regulator, TRAI, we do have, that helps in formulating laws and policy for resolving telecom disputes in our country. Therefore, these tribunals complement and supplement the role of courts in maintaining law and justice in our society. I hope it must be clear to you, children. Okay, and some very interesting aspect, what you must know, that India has no court of appeal unlike the UK. Okay, we do have no court of appeal. Law Commission in its 227th report recommended setting up of 4 regional benches of Supreme Court in Delhi, Chennai, Hyderabad, Kolkata and Mumbai, but Supreme Court, the full bench has rejected this offer. Fine. And do you know, children, Supreme Court on an average every year hears more than 50,000 cases. More than 50,000 cases are being heard by Supreme Court of India. Just imagine the burden on the Supreme Court. And simultaneously the High Court and the lower court. Fine. The UK and the US Supreme Courts, when we start comparing, on the other hand, hears less than 100 cases a year on average. So on the one hand 100 cases, another hand more than 50,000 cases. Just imagine. And India, unlike the US, has a unified judicial system. We had one unified judicial system. Unified means from top to bottom. We have discussed it in last class also, that Supreme Court is the apex court of India. At the top we do have the Supreme Court, and below it every other courts are there. Okay, so each state doesn't have a separate hierarchy of courts that adjudicate state laws. In our country, each state doesn't have, all the states doesn't have a separate hierarchy of courts. Okay, Same hierarchy are there, Supreme Court at the top, then the High Court, then the district lower courts. Clear? I hope it must be clear to you. Try to make the most of the difficult time also, children. Okay, and some questions 2 3 4 5 I used to give. So very simple questions I had given. What are tribunals, how and why have the tribunals been constituted, give the expanded form of all these tribunals what we have discussed, like CAT, SAT, TD, SAT, TRAI, NGT. Then give the function of TRAI and TD, SAT, and the Indian Supreme Court hears more than how many number of cases every year. Okay, hope you must have enjoyed this lesson. Okay, take care, stay safe, have a good